Hello Pisces, Elsie here to do your reading. It is for the week ahead. How are you, my water family? I hope you're well. Thanks so much for clicking here. Look, I've got these oracles and I'm going to throw them down and we're going to get the overall energy for the week ahead. You already know that if you're my ride or die Pisces. For those of you who have just arrived, welcome, by the way. We like to be in the comments around here. I hope you like to as well. And there is a subscription button down in the bottom right hand corner of this little box where I live. And so if you'd like to join this beautiful and really growing quickly tribe, this Pisces tribe, please hit that button. All right. So Pisces, we're looking at this week. What we're looking at is what's the next big change that's coming for you. I think it's important that we know because all the planets are no longer retrograding. Everything is direct right now, except the looming of Neptune. But we've got everything going direct now. It's time to get to work. So let's see what is changing now for you, because we've been through all sorts of really hard changes. Now things are about to move forward, which means that all of the hard switch arounds and transformations and towers that we went through in the month of March, now it's time for us to take that energy and make change moving into the future. Tell me about Pisces, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Pisces. We've got the hidden path. Oh, I kind of like that. We've got the yin and the yang on the bottom of the deck. Look at you. The hidden path, it says the marriage of spirit and matter. So essentially, really, we are looking at the all-seeing eye, right? The third eye. We're looking at the sun here. And then there's this place between the trees. And that's the place that we slip through to go to the hidden path. It's like you can only see the hidden path when your third eye is open and the sun is here. And it's kind of like a little hidden place, I would say. It says the marriage of spirit and matter. So I feel like it's somebody who's wide awake, somebody whose third eye is open, and now the sun is about to come out and you're about to see that there's a door or a path over there that I didn't see before. So it's time for you to take that path and see where it goes. We have the yin and the yang. It says create harmony through balance. All of us, I think most of us went through some sort of a transformation in March because of the eclipse energies. We had Venus in retrograde going back and forth between March and between Aries and Pisces, right? And so it feels like there is the third eye that is open because of some sort of transformation that you've had. And through that transformation, I feel like you're about to see a path, an alternative path that you didn't know was there before. Maybe you thought you could only do this or that. And then all of a sudden, a pathway opens here. It's like a place in your mind opens that tells you, wait a second, you haven't looked at all the options or opportunities yet, Pisces. There isn't just two doors. Maybe there's a third. Let's find out what else is going on here for Pisces, please. Tell me about Pisces. We have fragmented energy. So I do feel like some of you are probably in that energy. Look, when we go through transformations, eclipses for sure. We had a full moon eclipse. We had a partial solar eclipse. We had an eclipse in the full moon over the month of March. It feels like that has fragmented your energy just a little bit. I do see this as the Queen of Cups. And the reason I see it like that is because for me, the Queen of Cups, when she's in the reverse, is somebody who is in danger of feeling depleted or giving away too much. Or I always say that there's a story about the Empress, right? And the Empress is all of the queens. I feel like, first the Queen of Cups is there and then the Queen of Wands comes along and says, hey sister, you got to learn how to drink for yourself. You can't give it all away. So I feel like you're now realizing that it's not just this or that it's also a third path. And the third path is I can actually pull my energy back without having to give explanation, without telling somebody why I can't make the wedding or why I can't make the baby shower or why I can't make dinner. I'm just going to pull my energy back and say, nope, that's not something that I can do for now, because I feel like you've been giving a lot of energy away for a lot of people. And we can see that there are puzzle pieces everywhere in the water that she's standing in. So I feel like this hidden path with the third eye open is sort of letting you see the carnage that's happened whilst the third eye might have been closed or resting, possibly. It feels like you open up your eyes to realize that maybe you're feeling a little drained because you keep giving everything to everyone else and not keeping any of it for yourself. We've got dark thoughts and we've got victim mentality. And it might have been, that's why. It might have been that. I feel like what's coming next is an increase, but look, I feel like it's almost a guilty feeling, right? The Queen of Cups is a mother or a father, and it feels like maybe it was guilt that was keeping you saying yes, sure, yep, I'll be there. Yeah, no, it doesn't matter, it's okay. And you know, when you overbook yourself or keep saying yes to people and not saying no at all, it starts to fragment your energy. And I think that may have been you giving too much away, too much of your energy, your water energy, to too many people. Because it's not just, you know, those commitments that are like dinners and weddings, and it's not only that, it's all the phone calls and all the texts, and the children need you, and now the nieces and nephews need you. Maybe a sister does. Maybe you've got an ailing parent, right? I feel like you're giving too much. It's time for some boundaries. And I feel like it's time for you to head out on the hidden path and figure out what you need to do. Because it says here, this is where spirit and matter are going to marry. They're going to become one. So the 3D and the ethereal, the 5D and the 3D have to get together and figure out what's going on. Tell me what else is going on for Pisces. I think I'll put them over here. We've got abundance. Okay, so we've got card number 1. So this is leading you to a new path here, is what it is. We've got card number 34, which is a 7, which is really awesome because for me, 7s are all about heaven and about divine intervention. And so I feel like you're getting an intervention. The universe is putting you in an intervention spot here and telling you that if you should pull back your energy and find your way to the hidden path, that on the hidden path you will have more you'll have more lessons. You'll have more lessons about how to collect your energy, how to pull it back just a little bit, because you also are supposed to have some of that abundance too. It's not just for other people. I feel like this here, the dark energy and this victim mentality energy is more like guilt, is what it feels like to me. I have guilt, but that person needs me, but this person needs me. Well, yeah, but what about your mental health? What about your physical health? What about your wellness, right? Bottom of the deck, we have reunion. Why is that? Children. Okay, so for some of you, maybe the kids are coming back home, maybe to visit for the holidays. Look, we're just around the corner from Easter. So maybe you are having children come home for some of you. We do have regrets. Maybe there will be regrets at children and with the reunion. Look, some of you maybe are like, oh God, the kids are coming back. It could be that. Look, I'm not judging you. I'm not judging you at all. But I think it's mostly that maybe it's... you know, when the third eye does open, the yin and the yang energy here, when the third eye does open, we start to have regrets, right? We start to have regrets, and I think that's what this is. This victim mentality and the dark thoughts, I think this works out to be a little bit of regret. Maybe I should have gotten on that sooner. But look, you can't shoulda, woulda, coulda. You've got to take yourself from the place that you are and then move forward from there. Otherwise, you'll shoulda, woulda, coulda yourself to death, right? All right. Talk about Pisces. We'll get some details on it for you, Pisces. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Look, Pisces, there's a sale. 10% off of all my pre-recorded private readings. There is a coupon code in the pinned comment below this video. And you will take that over to Hipsy, which is the sister site of Wizio. So if you've already booked with me at Wizio, you already have the username and password. It'll work at the Hipsy site. And if you would prefer to connect to me live, then you can do that as well. You can book appointments to connect to me live. And I am offering 75% off the first 10 minutes live with me. All right. Let's find out what's going on for you, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. We have the 9 of Cups. We have the Lovers. We have the Queen of Cups. Well, look at that. Isn't that very interesting? Because we were talking about her over here, right? It's like we were calling her. She showed up. I say her because there's a woman on the card and it is a queen, but understand, please, that the Queen of Cups also has masculine energy. So this can be feminine or masculine energy. Tell me about the 9 of Cups, please. We've got the 4 of Cups in the reverse. This is very interesting. We've got the 2 of Wands. Okay. And we've got the Queen of Coins. Okay. So you know what I think is going on here? It feels like somebody here feels like everything has to be in a perfect place of happiness before I can move forward to anywhere. And I would say that it's time to, for some of you, I want to say with the 4 of Cups being in the reverse, it's time for you to show a little more vulnerability as it pertains to your wish fulfillment. I feel like there's things that you want, Pisces, that there's maybe a relationship, maybe And I'm not saying this to me is not stuck to any particular person. It could be a Gemini, but we also have Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn here as well. We have fire energy here as well, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. So it could be a specific person, doesn't have to be. I'm not feeling it as a specific person. I feel like these are more like dreams and wishes with the Nine of Cups showing up. These are like, I wish I really would have taken the time to, I just don't have the time in my life for a relationship, but I'd like to take the time for that. And then we have the Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups is like, I just want to fall deeply in love with a soulmate. I feel like maybe there's some things that you want to take care of in terms of your home, your health. It feels like getting things in order. Maybe you want to renovate rooms. The Queen of Pentacles is planting her own garden so she can invite the butterflies, so things can continue to evolve and change. The butterflies are about transformation. I feel like you want to take action on this specifically. So the Lovers is here, and I feel like you would like to maybe fall into a really deeply beautiful relationship. You know, maybe the last relationship of your life is what it feels like here. But you're going to have to be brave and pull in your energy and not give it to people who are misusing it. So people who feel they're entitled to it, Pisces, that's what you've got to stop doing. There is abundance here in a new beginning, card number 1, but I feel like you've got to be more vulnerable to whatever it is that you want that's going to make you happy. I want you to sit down and write it down. What are your wish fulfillments? Figure it out. What do you want? Is it love that you want? Is it deep feelings that you want? Do you want to get more psychic? Do you want to meditate more? Do you want to go inward more? Do you want to be a better mother, a better father? I feel like your third eye opening now is telling me that you now have the decision to make. What am I going to do with my time here? Is what it feels like. Tell me about Pisces. What do you want to do next, Pisces? Because I feel like it's going to take some vulnerability. Look, you might fall down, scrape your knees, bump your nose on the ground. But you've got to be vulnerable enough in order to get this happiness. You've got to be vulnerable. We've got the Five of Swords. We've got the Four of Swords. We've got the Seven of Swords. Actually, when I put this down, I thought this was the Seven of Swords. Very interesting that it came out next. And then we have the Four of Pentacles. The World card is here. I feel like this energy is telling me that you feel you're not ready. That you feel that, you know, the third eye is open. I now am starting to realize, and I think this realization comes for you in the week ahead. So when I ask the question, what is the next big change for you? I think you're making big changes, Pisces, because I think that you've been spending a lot of your time in the service of others, which is not the worst place to spend your time, but I feel like you're overdoing it. And I feel like it's time to reel it all in or pull it back, because the Five of Swords is like these intrusive thoughts about this healing. If I do take time for myself, what are people going to think of me? This is worry, right? This is 5 and 4, which is 9. This is worry. If I do pull back my energy and take time for myself to heal, what are people going to think about me? And I think that's the thing that you're hiding under the surface is in the Seven of Swords. You're hiding under the surface. I think you're more worried about what other people think about you and how it's going to look if you say no to Auntie Paulette's birthday or your grandmother's 90th or the wedding or whatever it is. I feel like you've got your hands in all the pies. I want to say that you're helping everybody with everything, and it's causing all of this fragmented energy. We do have the World card, and we have the Three of Wands, which tells me in the future something is going to change. Now, when the World card shows up, it's a major arcana card, which means that, you know, it's already coming. You don't have a choice in this. You can only react or respond. So a chapter is coming to an end, and the universe is telling you, look, get it in order. Chapter's coming to an end. And it feels like it's going to be in the future energy. For some of you, it could maybe be 3 weeks in the future. For some of you, it could be in the week ahead, because that's what I'm reading for, right? We do have the Eight of Pentacles. It's time to get to work here. I feel like sometimes you sit around and you think about things. I don't think you sit around, I understand, but I feel like you're always thinking about others, right? This is the nostalgic energy here of people. I've known that person forever, but that's my aunt, that's my uncle, that's my sister. I can't let them down. Well, if you want to stop fragmenting your energy, you will let them down. You will stop and decide what you're going to do in the future for yourself. I feel like you probably see this energy here as this person as being selfish. And I feel like it's going to take a change of mind in order for you to not see the miser as being selfish. This is holding back, but it's also, being miserly with my time, with my energy. And it's like I've got to hold it together. To me, it's giving more of an energy of if I don't pull back a little bit, I'm not going to be able to hold it together. Tell me about the Seven of Swords. What's under the surface? We've got the Empress. See there, the Empress is waiting to be born. That's what it looks like here. We've got the Ten of Cups and we've got the Queen of Swords. Look, it never is. There's no coincidences as far as I'm concerned. Maybe you believe different, and if you do, that's okay. We don't have to have the same beliefs for you to be here. But the Queen of Swords always shows up for me when there's about to be a really big change in somebody's life and they're about to level up in their vibration. It becomes super hard. And this Queen of Swords for me as a reader always shows up just before the next level of vibration, because the Queen of Swords, make no doubt about it, is the hardest one of all of the queens to master. This is the one who's standing up for themselves, who's being very honest and truthful with people. Look, Auntie Paulette, I love you, but I don't feel good. I've got to get my energy together. I'm spending a day by myself. I don't have any other plans. I'm not feeling bad. I'm not feeling terrible. I need some time for me. And that's what the Queen of Swords would do. She doesn't mean to ruffle any feathers, but she is telling people exactly how it is, regardless of how they feel about it. And I feel as though this Ten of Cups and the Queen of Swords is telling me that you say it in the kindest, softest, Piscean way. So the Ten of Cups is Pisces energy, right? But the Empress is here. And so for me as a reader, when the Queen of Swords and the Empress show up in the same reading, it's because this is what you need to level up on. You've got the Queen of Cups down. You've got the Queen of Pentacles down. I feel like you've got the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. Good. The Queen of Swords is the one you're having trouble with. Being honest with people about where you're at and telling them, look, I've got to hold back my energy at this time. I'm saving my energy for myself. What's the action you have to take? We've got the Two of Wands here. Tell me what's the action that Pisces has to take. We've got the Seven of Pentacles, we've got the Ten of Wands, and we've got the Eight of Cups. Look, it's right there. You have to, Tower showing up here too as well on the bottom of the deck. This is coming up in the future on the bottom of the deck. So the Seven of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands tells me you need to start really putting all of your time, your energy, working hard on dropping burdens, dropping the guilt that you have by not being there for everybody all the time. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles. It's time for you to disconnect or be detached. Look, detachment isn't a bad thing. It's not to say go cold on everybody. That's not what that means. It means you use discernment. Discernment of, you know what? I haven't spent a day to myself in 2 weeks. It's time for me to spend some time getting a manicure, getting a pedicure, or going out with the guys and playing golf, or going out and having dinner with a friend. Like, it feels like it's time for you to pull it back here because you're about to hit a tower. And the tower is another change that's coming in the future, but the tower also is the illusion you've built is going to slam to the ground. So look, it's time for you to figure out what you need to hold back on, because it's time for you to level up. And the time when you are trying to get yourself together as all of the queens, by the way, the Queen of Cups Queen of Cups, Queen of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, we're looking for the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is not present here, and she is the one who will make a bold move. So I feel like you're being asked to level up to the Empress energy here by making a bold move. In the future, the tower's going to show up, and you're going to have to think your way out of it. It's just the way it's going to be. I don't think you have much choice about this. We do have the Page of Coins. We have the, oh, look at her. And then she just shows up. We call her and she shows up, the Queen of Wands. So I feel like you're going to be making a bold move to be very honest with the people around you and tell them, look, I've got to start paying attention to my spirituality. This is the Hierophant. I've got to spend time with my finances, with my home, in my home, doing things I haven't done in my home for a while. And even if that's just sitting down, eating bonbons and drinking your favorite tea and watching your favorite trash TV, that is self-care too. Like, you have to do something for yourself. It's going to be a very big, bold move, and the Page of Coins is telling me that you're setting something in motion now. You're no longer thinking about it, Queen of Swords. You're no longer thinking about it. You're now putting it into practice. So the Queen of Swords is like up in the head. That's all the theory, the paperwork. We're going to write it down, going to journal it. But this is like, now we're going to plant the seed. Now we're going to make it real in the 3D. So I feel like that's what's happening. Your biggest change is that you're pulling in your energy because you've been fragmented for so long. And there's going to be people who are pissed with you. There is. Pisces, there is. But you know what? The Queen of Swords wouldn't mind. And the Queen of Pentacles would back her up. And the Queen of Cups would back up both of them, right? And the Queen of Wands would say, look, it's independence from here on. We have to make a bold move. And it's because I feel like your emotional health is at risk, is what it feels like here. All right, I'm going to leave that here for now. And thank you so much for being here and watching. I do appreciate you. Let me know if it resonates. And I'm going to go for now. I hope I'll see you back here. I'll be back if you are. Love you guys. Bye-bye.